Welcome everybody to the franchise NET. I'm joined by my guest Logan Bales. I am Son Maurice with the franchise net. Today we are here to talk about a plethora of things dealing with specifically the WWE and the NBA. So first, Logan, let's talk with the Elimination Chamber. We saw the
Mm.
events of the Royal Rumble come down. We saw Jey Uso go out there and win to main event WrestleMania main event. He probably isn't going to be the main event. The winner of the Elimination Chamber might be the real main event of WrestleMania. So with CM Punk qualifying by beating Sami Zayn, and with John Cena declaring for the Elimination Chamber, the only person, I think this is the first person to declare for the Elimination Chamber in WWE history. So we're seeing a storyline being built with John Cena kind of politicking his way to the top. We're seeing storyline with CM Punk already, uh, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, that entire feud that's going on there. Logan, I want to ask you first, right? I want to ask you first is what is on the table for Cena and CM Punk at WrestleMania? What do you think are the plans for John at Mania? What do you think are the plans for CM Punk at Mania?
So obviously, CM Punk, like you said, he defeated Sami Zayn to go to the Elimination Chamber. And me personally, I feel like CM Punk is gonna win Elimination Chamber. Now, I know that sounds hard to believe for some people because obviously everyone wants Cena to be at WrestleMania, including probably yourself, Maurice. But honestly, look, because Cena, the only fight that he had this year was Royal Rumble. Like he didn't really, fight his way to Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble. He didn't have the he has to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? Compared to CM Punk, he had some fights this year, especially against Sami Zayn. But me personally, I think Cena has to wait until SummerSlam in order, he might
To
win
win the
SummerSlam.
17th?
Yeah. I feel like he's gonna win SummerSlam. I think CM
Because
Punk
he's going to be
gonna
at
face
WrestleMania.
Cody.
He's going to be at WrestleMania. Like he's going to be
Oh
at
yeah.
WrestleMania for sure. Yeah, but
Oh
like
yeah, he's gonna be there
main
for sure.
event WrestleMania is what we're talking about. So it all depends, right? Because I think with the chamber you can tell so many stories. You can tell so many stories with the chamber. Uh,
Like Seth
it's
Rollins could win the chamber. Like you never know. Like it could
he's
go many
definitely on
ways.
my back end, but yeah,
But I
he's
got
definitely
CM
on the
Punk
back end.
winning.
Yes, but I do think CM Punk has a. I think they're right there. Like those are your. I think this is the one. I know we thought it was the Rumble. Jey Uso surprised us all. I think this is definitely. Excuse me. I think this is definitely John and Punk are your like only two options. I don't think that there's better options than those two. I don't think you can tell a compelling story with those two. Um.
Facts.
So Uh, I agree with you. I think that Cena and the issue with John is that he hasn't been very active in this early stage of his Rumble victory.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
No,
Facts.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Not Rumble victory, but Rumble return. So he hasn't
Yeah,
been
yeah. Rumble.
very
Yeah.
active in his these first stages of his farewell tour. So now we are put John in a scenario where he's not showing up a lot. I want to say I don't want to jump the gun on a heel turn because that's kind of crazy. I don't think they're going to do that at all for his last farewell tour, his last run. But I don't know. That promo that he cut sounded very like heelish. The promo that he cut after the Rumble at the press conference, it sounded very like, "Hey, what's best for
Oh
business is me
yeah,
winning
yeah.
17th." And I was like, that's a little out of character for him. But I do think John has a match at Mania. I don't know. I'm like a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be for the title. I don't know if John will win his 17th at Mania. I know we want him to win the Elimination Chamber, but I think you can tell a much more compelling story with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes than with Cena and Cody Rhodes. I also think that they should take their time to build up to John winning 17th. it should take up almost a majority of his time leading up to the end of December, the end of his farewell tour. It should take up the majority of his time here. So all in all, what I want to get my point across with Cena is that I believe that John winning at Mania is not the best thing you can do story wise. I think story wise, there's a lot more you can do if you can extend it to SummerSlam. And at the first ever 2 night SummerSlam, we see John Cena win his 17th. This puts SummerSlam being 2 nights on a monumental pedestal. This
So
makes it that must watch night two. It already is, but this elevates it. Not only does would it elevate SummerSlam, but I think if I'm Triple H, I want to prolong John Cena chasing after number 17 as much as possible. That means I don't know if they pull the trigger at Mania. I think you do prolong it to SummerSlam night two, and you have John Cena actually have to become full time a little bit and win some matches and build up to winning number 17.
that's exactly what I was thinking, man. Like you can't just like expect somebody to make it to WrestleMania and they don't really fight because obviously Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. He had a bunch of fights before he went to the Rumble. John Cena, it felt like he retired and then came back and then joined the Rumble. Like, obviously shocked everybody that Jey Uso won. I mean, people did not like. I think Jey Uso Royal Rumble has more dislikes than likes because yeah,
Yeah.
nobody expected that. Nobody expected Jey Uso to win. But as time goes on, it's more respectable. Like in my opinion.
Yeah, I think now that the dust has settled, I do still think that there were more compelling stories to tell other than Jay. I don't know if Jey Uso is able to tell a compelling story on the level of a John, of a Punk, of a Rollins, of a Reigns, especially for a grand stage like Mania. However, Jey Uso is still very over, and I do believe that Jey Uso deserves it. Like, I don't think that Jey Uso doesn't deserve a Royal Rumble victory. He's been a workhorse. He's worked his butt off. Even though I don't think it's the best decision story wise that you could tell, I do think that he himself has earned his spot to win a Royal Rumble.
And I do believe that,
So,
yeah.
so yeah.
But yeah, I got CM Punk overall winning the Elimination Chamber, meeting Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, the main event, and I don't even because I feel like CM Punk's gonna if he wins the Elimination Chamber, of course. I feel like either either or John Cena, CM Punk. I feel like they're gonna defeat Cody Rhodes, and I mean that's my opinion, obviously, but obviously
So
everybody has
that
different views.
that's next. What's next for Cody? Does Cody drop the title at Mania?
I mean, I feel like I feel like that's the best thing is because has CM Punk ever been a champion? Because obviously Cena has. Like obviously he's got I think the second most. I mean, isn't he behind Ric Flair or tied?
No, no, no.
One of the two.
Him and Rick are tied. Punk
Yeah,
hold the
yeah. I was
title
about
for
to
life.
say.
Punk's like I think he's a 2 time, 3 time champ. He held the title for 434 days.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he held it for like around 400 days. Yeah, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
he beat John Cena for the Money in the Bank. Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like the future for Cody Rhodes because he turns because he turns 40 this year, man, and that's crazy to believe. But I feel like his future, dang, because obviously he's got the beef with Kevin Owens, and I feel like that's gonna be forever. The beef's gonna last forever, bro. It's gonna be 2047, and that beef is gonna still be in there. But I feel like Cody's gonna keep fighting for the title, no matter what, because either that or he
Do
could
you
win.
do you think do you think Cody has a heel turn?
Oh yeah.
The way he looked at, like, bro, this man Cody beat Kevin Owens to a bloody pulp and then proceeded to flex on him in 5 different angles, bro. That jump was crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
that man,
Nah, bro.
that
Like
man literally went on top of the announcers table and flexed on him. And a Cody
I
Rhodes
thought
heel
Kevin.
turn is
Yo, I thought Kevin was dead, bro. Like yo, like bro, that angle.
hey, hey, I
Literally,
thought it was over, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That man's head was inside the ladder for like a good 30
literally,
minutes. I'm not gonna.
bro. That was one of the most dangerous matches I've ever seen, bro. Like that's too
So
like
go. Oh, that one thing about Cody Rhodes, whether you like his title reign or not, he gonna put on a banger. he gonna put on a banger. Like Cody
like
gonna give you a banger match, man. I'm not gonna lie. Cody gonna give you a banger match.
that's one thing I like
That,
about
that
Cody.
okay. Let's get a little off topic here. Uh, do you think Sami Zayn deserved to be attacked by Kevin Owens?
Oh no, oh no. I'm still confused to this. Like people said they saw it coming. I didn't. I
So
didn't.
so I want to put it in this perspective. Sami Zayn spends years helping Roman Reigns. Well, at least Sami Zayn spends a year helping Roman Reigns and helping the Usos win tag team gold and win championships and retain them and whatnot. And he even takes beatings for them.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that for your best friend? Now I get it. Maybe you didn't want to interrupt the match while it was going, but when Cody Rhodes is clearly has you beat, and he Alabama slams you through a ladder, and
Nah,
you
man,
couldn't
that
have
was.
like, hey Cody, like hold on real quick, go ahead, just get the championship. You won the match. Like Kevin was already knocked out,
Oh yeah.
but
Facts.
Sami Zayn just stands there and watches Kevin Owens get beat and get slammed through a ladder, neck through. You can act concerned all you want to after, but you could have stopped it. So I'm just playing Kevin's advocate here. What if Kevin wasn't that wrong?
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, I feel like look, that was one of the
What would you?
craziest
Okay,
things,
what would you? How would you feel if you were Kevin?
bro. I don't even know, bro. Because like at this point, Kevin it's Kevin versus the world now because you lost your best friend, right? So and because first of all, you lost Cody Rhodes, who y'all were friends before he became champion, and then you lose Sami Zayn, who was your best friend at the time. But I just don't know how I would feel because now everybody's against you because
Yeah.
you're an evil guy now. You're the enemy to everyone. 'Cause, so I wouldn't know how to feel.
And speaking of everybody being against you, where in the world is Roman Reigns? So obviously we know why in kayfabe why Roman's out right now. Because he just got hit with a double curb stomp by Seth Rollins, which is crazy.
That was
Like
crazy.
that's
It's still
actually
crazy to
so,
this day.
bro. That curb stomp actually sent chills. Like I don't. A part of me is scared. Like
Bro,
I don't know. Like how did that not
bro,
end Roman's career?
I promise you, bro, when that happened, my head hurt. I promise you, bro. If I
Like
literally felt that. I literally felt, dude,
two
that hurt
two
me.
feet, bro. 2 feet on top of bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, not even 1 foot.
Uh,
Like, yo, Seth really does not like this dude.
Roman has to have an appearance before Elimination Chamber. He cannot pull a Cena. I hate to be that guy because I understand. We know about Roman's health issues that he's had in the past. We know about the stuff that he had with his family and whatnot, the passings that he's had in his family that they've had recently. But Jey Uso still showing up to work. Jimmy Uso still showing up to work. Roman, why are you not showing up to work? There should be no reason why we go months and months and months and months without any type of Roman Reigns. He is the biggest draw in the company in terms of still fully active and whatnot. Obviously, we know when uh, John with this part time schedule, we know that he's on his retirement tour. We know that he is the biggest draw. Currently, you put his name on it. That's why he's on the Elimination Chamber poster. I get it. But when full time, quote unquote, Roman Reigns is your biggest draw, why is he not being shown up on live television? Like it's just an issue I have with Triple H. Like I can get it at first, right? You want Roman Reigns to be this special attraction. I really do get it when he has a championship. But Roman Reigns right now, he has no championship. Yeah, sure, he went back to Ulafala. Sure, I don't care. The issue is Roman Reigns is not showing up to work. What's going on?
And I understand, like I can kind of understand the fact that you got younger kids, like you know what I'm saying. You want to be the best father that you can, but you got to realize the WWE is a job. Like you got to show up to work, and you're one of the biggest names in the WWE. Like it goes Cena, Punk, then you. Like you're literally like the third
Yeah,
biggest name, because you got to think about it, bro. Like the Ula Fala, like congrats, bro. Like, but bro, you got to win some fights, bro. Like you can't just like declare yourself for the Elimination Chamber. The only person that can do that is the GOAT, and his name is John Cena. Like he did it, but it's like I under I understand once again you're trying to be a great father to your kids. Like they're still growing up, but bro, just show up to your job, man. Like NBA players have no choice. They had to play basketball because they get paid to do it. Roman, you're getting paid the big bucks,
yeah.
and you're
This
not showing up to
the
work.
Triple H era feels like a whole bunch of low management, bro. It genuinely does feel like a whole
Literally,
like Randy. I get Randy deserves his time off. I do think like obviously 20 plus years putting your body on the line. Randy deserves his time off. But even then, there are still feuds that Randy could be in right now. There are still feuds Randy Orton could be like there should be no reason why guys aren't wrestling almost week to week, especially your top guys, right? Like there should be some type of scenario where Punk and Bronze get put into a tag team match, maybe against each other. They get put random partners, whatnot. There should be like some type of wrestling done every week. I mean, we just sat through a 2 hour and maybe like I think 26 minute Raw, 30 minutes basically.
yeah.
2 hour 30 minutes of Raw, only four matches, bro. Only for what am I watching? Like what
Like,
am I
bro,
watching if
we're
I'm
getting
not
more segments than matches. I feel like the WWE is regressing year by year, and I mean, obviously, I don't just blame Triple H, but he is the huge problem. Like, he is the huge problem for that.
yeah,
But
I think if Triple H puts his foot down and goes, hey, I want y'all to wrestle more, what are they gonna do? Quit?
hell no,
like
nah.
like come on, bro. Like
Or you would
I
lose a
I
lot
think
of respect, especially if you're a big name, big face.
like bro, just wrestle more. That's it. That's all I want to see is more wrestling. And like, okay, if you're not gonna have these old heads wrestle because you want to protect their bodies, like a Roman Reigns, like a Seth Rollins, like a CM Punk, like your Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes actually is injured right now. Legitimately, he's injured. Him and Kevin Owens are technically injured right now. So I get if you want your guys like that to be, protect a little bit. You see them getting older in age, and one of them is your champion. What about your young guys? Why is Braun Breaker not wrestling? I was talking about this on the TikTok live the other day. I said, why don't you just get guys from NXT or Evolve? Not NXT, but Evolve, right? Evolve is
Yeah.
the new WWE training program the TV show that you're gonna put out on Tubi. Why don't you just get a bunch of jobbers to make Braun Breaker look stronger? Like I'd actually be perfectly fine if every 2 weeks Braun Breaker's out there beating Jobber McGoo and spearing him and beating him in 3 seconds, right? Like, like I'm cool
All
with
right.
that, bro.
Yeah, I
Like
can.
at least,
I wouldn't be mad at all. Like, dude, like Brian Breaker's got to fight at some point. Like, I feel like the only time he showed up this year was Royal Rumble, and you're like, he's not even old either. Like, he's not really an old head, bro. He's
bro. Braun is young and in his prime. He is the
literally
future.
like,
Why
bro,
are we
really thinks
not
he's like John Cena, bro. Like, come on, bro. You got to do more
like
fights.
Carmelo Hayes? Carmelo Hayes.
Oh yeah, you got to start
I
winning.
say this. Carmelo Hayes is having matches, but why is he not winning them? Like
Like, he's literally one of the future faces too. I feel like he's gonna be incredible in the future, but he's not winning. Like Triple H, bro. Like,
bro, there should be no reason why Carmelo Hayes is not going after the U.S. title. Still,
wasn't he one of the
there's
first people eliminated in the Rumble too? Like,
he was the first.
Yeah, bro. I feel
It,
like
it, it was stupid. You legit had guys who hadn't been on TV in like months inside that Rumble, and you choose to eliminate Carmelo Hayes first.
nah, bro. Like that's a dumb move by Triple H. Like,
It was stupid.
but
It was dumb. It was dumb. Like I don't get it. I don't get what you cannot sit here and try to build up to like tell us like Jey Uso for example, right? I want to. I don't want to touch on the Rumble yet because I know it's a touchy subject for some right now. But Jey Uso is not the future. He is not this young new talent. Jey Uso has been wrestling in the WWE for 12 plus years, and he's like pushing 40.
he turned 40 this year.
Carmelo Hayes
Yeah,
is your future.
literally.
Like
Like I've
when
been trying to tell
Charlotte
people too.
when Charlotte main events Mania this year because she won the Women's Royal Rumble, I don't want to see her win.
Oh, I don't either. Like,
I don't want to see her win,
cause I feel
bro.
like she's gonna
All
face.
Charlotte has done. Hmm?
I feel like she's gonna face Rhea Ripley over Tiffany Stratton because although that was a terrible promo in my opinion, I feel like that really convinced Charlotte that she's gonna wrestle Rhea Ripley. And
I think you could do Rhea versus Charlotte again, but I think you. The reason why I'm saying Tiffany is because Tiffany hasn't had that feud yet. I feel like Rhea can get that out of somebody else. I
that's
think
true.
right
That's
now
true.
Tiffany Tiffany needs that superstar rub. She needs that superstar that she can go in the ring with somebody who debatably, well, to me, not debatably, is the greatest women's wrestler in WWE history, Charlotte Flair. But a big issue with Charlotte, is that all she does is hang around the championship scene. That's all she does. Like she doesn't. I, I'm not obviously when you're that guy, if you're that girl, you're not. You're gonna skip past the mid card and everybody else, right? But can Charlotte have a blood feud like how Drew McIntyre and CM Punk did? Can she just have a feud where two people just don't like each other?
Mm,
Like,
I can see that.
a blood feud. Yeah, a blood feud being like, just two people who just don't hate each other, basically. Why can't Charlotte just have one of those? I don't get it. Like, I just don't think. I think the issue with a lot of people have with Charlotte is that Charlotte just gets to just skip straight to WrestleMania championship every time. She's clearly very good on. I think Charlotte is very charismatic and good on the mic. She can definitely cut a promo. I think that her in ring ability is obviously amazing. I think the issue is that her character is not put to the test enough outside of being a champion.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said because I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want Charlotte to face Tiffany. It's just by that promo alone, that's just gonna convince Charlotte that she's just gonna face Rhea again. Because, and I'm not saying, Tiffany would be a bad opponent because I would love to see Tiffany versus uh Charlotte. I would love to see that match, but I feel like we're gonna get another Rhea versus Charlotte.
Which I hope we don't get. I'm actually like, I think Tiffany Stratton definitely needs that.
Facts.
But what we also need is an explanation from Nico on why he traded Luka Doncic, because I don't I do not understand.
Yo,
I do
I
not understand. I'm gonna let you have the floor for this. Go ahead, you kick us off.
first of all, this is not even arguably the craziest trade in NBA history. You traded away. All right, look, I can see the Mavericks side because they just got one of the best defenders in the league in Anthony Davis. And now the Lakers have no center, right? They got like no center because they got to rely on Jackson Hayes. Bro, Jokic is looking at like that, like yams, like French toast, green beans, tomatoes. Like, bro, you got to think about it, bro. You gave away your franchise player. He's been there for 7 years. He averaged a 34-point triple double, took y'all to the finals. literally was second in MVP voting, and you trade him away for a bag of fries and Anthony Davis. Like, that's what I don't understand because look, because one of the things they said that the problem was his conditioning. He went from 230 to 270. I don't care if you gain 40 pounds. If you're getting a bucket every time, I'm giving you the max deal. And that's one thing. Another thing, they said the money was the problem. Bro, but you're paying Kyrie almost as much. And he's like, how old is he? 33? Like,
Yeah.
and Luka's younger. He's more talented than Kyrie. And I don't know, man. Like, definitely the craziest trade in NBA history. Because now you got
So
Luka and LeBron. This is the first time in NBA history where LeBron is the second option on his team for the season.
so now we have to start asking who won the trade. And before we get into that, I want to just
Mm.
say this one. I understand that a lot of people are looking at this Mavericks roster and going, hold on a second. Anthony Davis is still pretty young. Obviously, he's not old. He's still in his prime. Kyrie can still give you a bucket, and he still can play make. I don't get why people are complaining about the Mavericks. The issue is that now you have a system that was ran through Luka Doncic, completely changed, and now it has to run through Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has to step up as the main playmaker. Anthony Davis has to do more on the offensive end. You had a system built around Luka Doncic, and now that system has completely flipped. And then Anthony Davis is still 31 years old. Obviously, that's not the oldest, but most players decline around the 34, 35 mark. So you've given yourself a 3 to 4 year window, which Nico has literally said, to win a championship. That is not realistic when other teams are also getting better. So you just went to the finals last year, and instead of saying, hey, let's build around this guy, let's keep on adding pieces, let's see what moves we can make for the future. You go, let's trade that future piece. Let's win in the next 3 to 4 years, and then let's see
Literally.
what happens. So again, it's stupid. It's stupid when Nico literally says, "Hey, I'm going to give us 3 to 4 years. To me, that's the future. I don't care about what happens in 10 years." Okay, you've given yourself the rest of Anthony Davis's prime to have AD lead you to a championship. Now you have to have AD. You put this pressure on Anthony Davis, who has to completely readjust to the coach that he's working with, the second starter that he's working with, a new team that was run through Luka Doncic. Now the offense has to run through Anthony Davis. He probably has to step up as a playmaker. You're asking for way too much. Anthony Davis has to play harder now than he did back then. And sure, you can add all the pieces that you want. You still need a new playmaker. AD can't be the primary playmaker on the team, and everybody else that just had an offense ran through Luka Doncic now has to adjust to an offense ran through a big. So everybody is adapting, especially when you don't talk to your coach about this. So you don't talk to your coach, you don't talk to your team. This change is sporadic. You do not tell your team that the best player is going to leave. You do not tell your coach that the best player is going to leave. It's ridiculous. So now you put this stupid amount of pressure on your Mavericks team and on Anthony Davis, and you tell AD, hey, you got to get us to the title in 3 to 4 years, the rest of your prime. And if you don't, we're a failure. I don't know in what world 3 to 4 years is known as the future, but that's winning right now. So Nico is the dumbest coach in NBA. Not coach, he's the dumbest GM in NBA history.
And then another thing I
A
want to
dummy.
add to that, bro.
So
Like, first, originally, obviously they had AD, Max Christie, and they threw in a pick. Originally, they also had Dalton Connect and a couple more picks. And then this man, Rob Pelinka, finesse bro, saying, I don't know if that's a good move because of his conditioning. And Nico Harrison heard that in his head and was like, "You're right. Honestly, you're right. And I'm gonna just take those picks out. You can have that, bro. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That could have made the trade more fair. You had a couple more picks.
so
You had Dalton Connect,
the
who could be the future for the Lakers, and you just give him away. without giving up don't connect. That is so crazy.
Or Austin Reeves or anybody else who's peaking right now.
Literally, no more picks either. Just one pick. That's all you need, bro. And then you
So
look at Paul
so
George. You look at Paul George. They had like 9 picks, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who turned out to be a star for Paul George, and Paul George is a bum. He didn't even win nothing for the Clippers, bro. Like, okay, I
so
mean they went to the
now
conference finals.
you're saying what's the point you made? I forgot. You said you had said something that caught my eye. You said that or caught my ear, I should say. You said that Luca's conditioning. That's what you're talking about. The reason why Luca's conditioning is a stupid argument is because that is something that can be fixed with simple dieting and simple work ethic.
And plus, he's injured.
AD's AD's issue is genetic, and it's only going to get worse the older he gets. Yes, he
Facts.
has one season. He has one season out of 5 or 6 where he's healthy. That is not good at all. Yes, Luca constantly has dieting issues. Yes, Luca constantly is out of shape, but that is stuff that can be fixed versus stuff that is clearly genetic. And if somebody is out of shape taking you to the finals, my goodness, imagine if you can boost up that team morale to get him to work better, and now you have a player who's in shape having you win championships. With Anthony Davis, you just gave yourself a 3 to 4 year window. With Luka, you had at least 10 to 12. So when Nico goes out there, he says, "Hey, I don't care what happens in 10 years. Just let me talk about the 3 to 4." You're an idiot because you have now put this pressure on Anthony Davis, who already is injury prone. Hey, you got to win us this championship or else we're a failure. AD's looking at you like, bro, you just took me away from a situation where I'm playing aside LeBron James. Our team is actually getting better. We're like 1 or 2 pieces away from actually being legitimate contenders. They were on a win streak, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you put AD in a position where more pressure is added. This is not easier for Anthony Davis at all because he doesn't have debatably one of the greatest, if not the greatest playmaker of all time on his team. He has Kyrie Irving, who, I mean, I understand Kyrie can play make, but he's no LeBron James, and he for dang sure ain't no Luka Doncic. So now you have Anthony Davis having to do more. Yes, he's playing the 4, so defensively he's doing less, but offensively he now has to do way more and has way more expectations, and that also has to elevate in the playoffs. So again, we're going in circles with uh we're losing reasons on why this trade makes sense because it doesn't. It's the dumbest trade of all time
And
because you traded your future to give you a 3 to 4 year window when the guy who got you to the finals last year was the guy who you traded.
and dude, what makes it even more stupid, right? Well, 3 things. Number one, you did not inform either Anthony Davis or Luka Doncic that they were going to get traded, right? They were just put on the spot because nobody knew that this trade was going to happen. You didn't even go like, "Hey, we might be trading Luka Doncic because his conditioning is trash." Like, no, you didn't let anybody. You didn't even let Luka. You didn't even let, bro. You didn't even let the coach of the Dallas Mavericks, Jason Kidd, didn't even know it was happening until he got traded. And then second, look, oh my goodness, bro. And people want to come up and say that, oh, Luca, you know what I'm saying? He got injured, he got fat, so he might get worse, bro. Bro, I bet you when this man comes back, he's gonna be like 240, 235, bro. Because like it's
And
so
then you
crazy how
give him
people
to a team that has LeBron James who's been taking care of his body to have debate not even debatably the greatest longevity of all time. That's who you give him
the
to?
greatest.
You give him to be you give him to
Bro,
be mentored by him?
oh my goodness, bro. And
Like so
people
you
want to
said
say
you
the
said, hey,
Mavericks won the trade.
hey LeBron, take our 25-year-old talent, put him under your ring, and teach him your work ethic and your fitness. You're asking to be beat in every single conference finals for the next 2 decades. You're
Literally.
asking to be like you just said, hey, Luca, beat us instead of playing for us. That's all you said.
And the Lakers, as I mean, it's rumors, but the Lakers are currently looking at Nick Claxton for a roster spot. And obviously, people are saying that the big problem for the Lakers is their defense because they lost Anthony Davis, which is arguably the best defender for the Lakers. But if you get Nick Claxton, bro, I promise you, that team is better than the Thunder. And people want to tell me, hey, the Mavericks won the trade because look at their 5-man roster. You're delusional. You don't watch basketball. And like you just want to be an outlier. You just want to be an outlier because the Lakers won that trade. It's not even close. And any NBA fan, like if they actually took the time, if they took the time and looked at the trade, obviously the Lakers won that trade, and it's not even close.
Yeah, and again, if you're looking short term, yes, the Mavs won the trade for the next what, like 2 years, maybe three.
Next year,
Yes,
no,
it's
no,
going to
not even
look
2 years.
like
No,
yeah, because you have to expect that Rob Pelinka won't make any moves between there. So like let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say Rob Pelinka does not make any great moves for the Lakers the next 2 3 years. Look at all the other competition in the NBA. So you have to compete with that. That's constantly improving, especially that freak of nature, which is in the Boston Celtics, being that Celtics roster, especially that freak of nature being Nikola Jokic, especially the Cavs getting better and probably going to add some pieces. People making moves. We're fun to get into De'Aaron Fox joining Wembenyama and Chris Paul. So again, every other team is getting better. So now you're putting pressure on Anthony Davis that he just doesn't need. I don't get it. Um, Speaking about pressure, Wemby has been one of the most taught subjects on of basketball in the past like 2 years. We know the talent that he has. We know the future that holds for him in terms of the greatness that he can attain. Now he is being trained up by Chris Paul, and now he has a guy like De'Aaron Fox on his side. Um, the Spurs obviously aren't a great team. However, Wembenyama has always been that standout of since he got drafted. Everybody, even when coming into his draft, everybody was looking at him like, "Hey, this is the next guy." And he's been doing nothing short of proving of it. Now you surround him by a basketball savant like Chris Paul. You surround him with one of the best slashers to do it, De'Aaron Fox. Uh, I think I think it's really hard to not see playoff success in the Spurs' future.
I feel like look now talking about the De'Aaron Fox trade. So the Kings, obviously, we knew De'Aaron Fox wanted to trade. That's been a long known fact. He wanted to get traded from the Kings, but he joins the Spurs and joins Chris Paul, Jeremy Sohan, and most importantly, the wet bananas dude, or Wembenyama. So look, you this Spurs team in the future is going to be one of the greatest teams if they just thrive like what they've been doing. Because obviously,
Yeah.
I know Chris Paul's got some years. You know what I'm saying? He's about to retire soon. He turns 40 this year, which is hard to believe. I remember when this man was playing at before 30.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, this roster, especially with the flashiness and the scoring of De'Aaron Fox, Wimby, period. Wimby can do it all. Like that's not even glazing. And then you got Chris Paul being the mentor of the team under Popovich. Bro, this team is gonna be so stacked. Like like imagine they get a top 10 pick next year, bro. Like that dude, that's gonna be one of the
Yeah.
best teams in the West. Obviously they got like the Lakers, they got the Mavericks, the Thunder. It's gonna be a tough conference, but I feel like they can get the job done. That's a good pickup for the Spurs.
I agree. I agree. So to close it off, to close this off, how long do you think it is till the Spurs actually start winning or being finals contenders?
Now this is gonna be a hot take. I feel like if they keep doing what they're doing right now, and they keep doing like you know what I'm saying, Wemby does his thing, Fox does his thing. They learn from Chris
Like 4 years,
Paul.
maybe four,
Minimum
3.
2 years.
Two is a stretch because yeah, I think other teams are getting better as well. You can't deny that. Other players, other young players around Wemby's age are peaking too. But again, we'd have to see a very, we'd have to see a big roster change, and I think It actually starts with Chris Paul's getting older, like we said. I think once Chris Paul either retires or just gets out of San Antonio, obviously the playmaking will decrease and whatnot. But I think you can also start adding more pieces around Wimby. And the question is, what do we expect to see more from Wimby? Do we obviously want to see him inside the paint a lot more? We want to see some muscle added on. But what we also want to do, I want to see a lot more playmaking from Wimby. I want to see him be able to read that court. Imagine Wimby having the court vision of even a obviously some stuff is a stretch, but I think of any really great point guard today. Right now, a current maybe like a rookie Luka, right? I was just talking about him. Imagine Wimby having the court vision of that. He's towering over by a 7+ feet. So I do want to
Obvi-
see obviously. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Obviously, I think Wimby is the best defensive player in the league, and it's not even close. I mean, you could argue Amin Thompson, you can argue Dyson Daniels, Chet, but bro, if you gave if you give Wemby better in the mid range slot, like you drive him to the paint more, because obviously he's shooting too many threes. You're 7'5", bro. Just go to the paint. But
Yeah,
literally, if he would have just stopped shooting as much threes as I know he's a good three ball at his height, especially he's a good three ball. But you're the
but like
tallest guy in the league. Like if you went to the paint, like say someone like Rudy Gobert, dude, you would literally be the best player in the league, and it's not even close. Like obviously, you win the defensive edge, but the offense, you just got to do slightly better.
yeah, you can't sit there and shoot. You can't play like a guard at his size. You can't. You can't.
Literally,
It's
yeah.
not. It's not going. But with that being said, we're going to cap off things here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is the franchise NAT. Trust me, higher quality stuff will be coming a lot soon. But hey, we got to get something out for y'all because content has to drop. Thank y'all so much for joining us, me and Logan. We'll see y'all next time.